This show is brought to you by Victor Nawrocki Realtor, experienced real estate agent serving Disney and the greater Orlando area of CelebratingFlorida.com. Have you ever dreamed of living where the magic happens? Seeing fireworks from your backyard, or being able to make a quick drive to dine in the glow of the castle, or just to stroll the World Showcase? Victor Nawrocki has made that dream come true for himself and others. One of the biggest decisions you'll make when considering a move is selecting a realtor who can successfully match you with the right home in the right location at the right price. If you're looking to buy or sell in the Orlando area, here's why Victor is the realtor you'll want in your corner. Victor knows the Disney area like the back of his house, where he views and live casts fireworks nightly. Victor's buyers and sellers recognize he has a passion for life as he approaches each day with enthusiasm and brings that joy to his job. By creating a free, no-obligation account on his website, CelebratingFlorida.com, you'll unlock the website's full potential and be able to enter specific criteria, save listings, and browse new properties sent to your email. Is it time to follow your dream? Victor is looking forward to helping you discover the real estate opportunities that are right for you in this beautiful and fun-filled part of Florida. Visit CelebratingFlorida.com today, or view Victor's view at VictorsVista.com, and let Victor know the Solo Show sent you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our final boarding call, and the doors will be closing soon. Please board quickly and safely. Please stand clear of the doors. Thank you.
Broadcasting from the Solo Studios, located in the back room of the Muppet Vision 3D area in Winnipeg, Manitoba, in the center of North America on this little planet we call Earth, this is the Solo Show. On this edition, Stan welcomes to the guest host chair Chris Reid to talk music in the Disney parks. And now, please welcome your host, the man who was the first roadie for Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem, Stan Solo.
Hello and welcome to another edition of the Solo Show. This is Stan Solo, and I got an amazing co-host today. I got a buddy, and he's from Winnipeg. Another Winnipeg. Great. Chris Reid, how are you, my friend?
I am doing well, Stan. How you doing? It's so good to hear you, to see you. This is awesome.
Oh, I know. I am excited. We haven't been friends for a huge amount of time. You messaged me a while back saying, "Hey, let's get together for coffee. You don't know me, but I'd like to hang out."
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey,
and I'm like, okay, sure.
You know, Winnipeg, Disney, it's so far away from Disney. It's so awesome that there's a whole crew of us up here that just share that same love of the magic of Walt Disney World and all Disney parks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We have the Winnipeg Disney fan group and on Facebook, and we have some good plans for this summer if we get a summer.
I hope so.
But yeah, we like to go to movies together. We want to have a barbecue together. And what is it that just opened up? The new restaurant in town.
Oh my goodness,
Earl Sandwich.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. Oh, yes. I've been there like 4 times.
Well, we got to do a meetup at Earl Sandwich
totally.
with all our Disney fans and get the turkey. What is it?
The holiday turkey sandwich. Oh
yeah.
Yes, it's the first one in Canada. It's the first Earl Sandwich in Canada, which is so cool that we have it.
Oh, I haven't tried it yet. I can hardly wait. Look at it, for a minute in, we're already talking food. So Chris has a topic. I'm excited. Oh, hang on. I'm terrible. Before we get into the topics, I want to talk about Chris a little bit. So you have a YouTube show that you do with WDWNT. It's what is it called? Cosmic Reid?
Cosmic Reid Live. Yeah. Yeah. It's Monday nights at 8 p.m. Winnipeg time, but we usually bill it as 9 p.m. Eastern. And it's
or 8 Central.
Yeah, 8 Central, there you go, or whatever it is Pacific time. It's to do the math, carry the 1, and 6, I don't know, Pacific time. You'll figure it out. It's at 9 Eastern on Monday nights, and Jeff Melkars and I, just kind of talk all things Disney in this time of no news coming out of the parks and nothing like that. We're just kind of, reminiscing about the past and the experiences we've had and what we're doing at home and maybe on a daily basis to keep that magic alive and going in this absurd time that we're having right now with the worldwide closure of all the parks, which is still it just hurts in the heart a little bit to say that, it's just, this is such a bizarre time. It really is.
It's unreal. It really is. But we want to keep this happy. We want to talk
totally. Yeah. No,
and
that's the point of the show. Yeah. I mean, and that's the good part about all these podcasts, including yours, that it's just, it helps that fill that void, which we all are experiencing. But, then we were talking off the air that, like you have a Disney conversation with someone and your day is that much better than before, right? And that's what it's all about.
Exactly. I was feeling a bit down today, and then I chatted some Disney with some friends, and I'm feeling so much better now.
Yeah.
And you also, this is really cool. If you're ever in Animal Kingdom and you're listening to they have the dance parties at Animal Kingdom in Dino Land, USA, of all places. Right. You got the Winnipegger DJ. That's Chris's voice you hear on, the DINO radio?
Yeah, WDNO Dino Land Radio. That's yeah, I was blessed to be able to do some work for the DJs down there in Dino Land. So if you do come across a dance party, you're probably hearing my voice during that bit. It started in 2018, and I suppose it might be, I thought it was done, but it might be going on select nights now, or maybe it's every night again. Not right now, but you know what I mean? So that's been really cool. It's just a really special experience to be part of Dino Land, an area of Walt Disney World that I never really paid much attention to before, but now there's a special place in my heart for Dino Land. You know what I mean?
The best place on earth.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but it does have a special place in my heart, and it always will now. So yeah, there's that.
So I was in January at Walt Disney World. I'm walking through Animal Kingdom, and I hear the music playing, and the Chip and Dale are dancing and all that, and Launchpad and Donald Duck, and I'm listening to the music, and then all of a sudden I hear this voice say, "You're listening to WDNIO radio," and I'm like, "That's Chris." So I got to record this. I pull out my phone to record the audio, and by the time I get it done, you're done doing your intro thing, and you're playing music. Everybody's dancing again, and I'm like, okay, wait till the end of the song. My wife wants to get going. I'm listening to, hang on, I got to listen to the end of the song. And the song ends, and another song starts.
Right.
Okay, that's it. So I can't stand all day standing by the speaker waiting to record Chris's voice.
Totally.
So
No, don't. Do not waste your time like that. You know what? It was the weirdest thing. I was down there when they played it, and I've done radio for over 15 years now, and I'm kind of used to hearing myself in the radio. It's fine, but to hear yourself in Disney was really special and really surreal and cool. And I can't thank those DJs enough for when I told them that it was me and the time I was there, they were playing it nonstop. I was like, okay, we got to go to Pandora. We got a reservation over here. Flight of Passage. Oh, one more. We're working on something. They remixed a whole bunch of stuff. It was goofy, but it was cool. Super, super special.
Oh, that'd be so. So how does a kid from the coldest city in the world, Winnipeg, Manitoba, get to be the DJ in Dino Land, USA, of all places?
I've asked myself that for for a few years now. You know what? It all came down to I met someone down there. Actually, it was our mutual friend John Sitcheri. Who had introduced me to someone, and that person knew a DJ who was looking for some stuff. The DJs are hired by Disney. Like, I'm not paid by Disney. I'm not a cast member or anything like that. They hire third-party companies, DJ companies, to run these parties. So they were in touch with me, and we started recording stuff back in 2014. And the first one I did was the Frozen Summer, the coolest summer ever dance party. And it was the Frozen Summer ever or something at Disney's Hollywood Studios, and that was the first time. And I do have clips of that as well that had played. From there it went to like Star Wars weekends, when they used to have the Star Wars weekends at the studios, and that's gotta be cool. That was fun. I got to put like R2 sound effects and stuff in there, and like make my voice like remix like a droid, which was really fun. that was good. Epcot at New Year's Eve in Future World and in World Showcase, the UK Pavilion, I believe it was. Atlantic Dance Hall at the Boardwalk Resort for 5 years.
Wow.
And then there's been more. Disneyland for the Galactic Nights that they had last year, like as a specialty night over there, hard ticket event. And then
I actually have tickets to this year's Galactic Night.
Do you? Hey, right on.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. That's yeah, for sure.
I'll have to keep an ear open for the dance party if there's a
do it. Yeah,
Chris Reid appearance.
The coolest one that the Dinoland one, because it was ongoing, was really fun. But just quickly, the last ones that I did, which was less than a year ago at this point, still. Was in Frontierland on not New Year's Eve, July 4th. In Frontierland, they had a stage set up on the balcony beside Country Bear Jamboree. You can walk underneath it, I guess. It's kind of like a walk.
Yeah. That's where they have dance parties there for the DVC event.
Right. Yeah. Same thing. Yeah. So they played there, but then at the Halloween party on 3 or 4 of the nights that they did it, depending on what DJ was there, my voice played inside Cosmic Ray's Starlight Cafe because it was the Descend dance party on the Descendants series from the Disney Channel movies based off that. So I got to use like a villainy kind of voice for that one. And just over 10 years ago, I started using the name Cosmic Reid, and it was a takeoff on Cosmic Ray's Starlight Cafe, and I did this show called Cosmic Reid Starlight Cafe. So 10 years later, the voice actually played in there, which I was just like, that's still really weird for me. But the DJs are nice enough to tape some of it, or they get friends to tape some of it, so if I'm not down there, I can actually hear it and share it. It's been like Mr. Toad, it's been a wild ride.
Yeah, no kidding. I was going to ask you about that, if that's where Cosmic Reid came from, was from Cosmic Reid Starlight. I was wondering that. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, when I first started in like internet radio, I guess 10 years ago, I wanted some sort of name, and I wanted it to be a takeoff, but not a direct, like something off of Disney. And I thought, well, Cosmic Reid, I'm like, why not? And then apparently I know a lot of people that have gone down there and come back and say, I keep saying we went to Cosmic Reid's. It's Cosmic Ray's, but they've heard the show, or they've heard the name so much that they're calling it Cosmic Reid themselves now instead of Cosmic Ray's.
So let's all go to Cosmic Reid's for dinner.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Have you met DJ Elliott at all?
Yes, I have. And so he was the first DJ that I met there. We have never met in person. It hasn't worked out. He's in one place, I'm at the other place, but we've talked on the phone and certainly by email. But when I did the Frozen Summer party at the studios in 2014, he was the one that I was hooked up with the first time. And then from there, it kind of spun off, and including the Atlantic Dance Hall and the Dinoland party. So it just went from knowing him and then branching out into a few other of his associates and that. So yeah, his mixes are incredible. He does great music, and he has them up on his SoundCloud page, and you can listen to them while you run or just while you're doing whatever it is around the house, or driving and stuff. And he puts in little tips of the hat to Journey into Imagination, or Cranium Command, like old school Disney stuff, or the Haunted Mansion and Pirates. You'll hear you'll hear the Ghost Host halfway through a remix of Miley Cyrus or something, but it's cool because it's that Disney park stuff that we love, and the sounds of Disney parks with this awesome mega mix of music. DJ Elliott is awesome.
I occasionally I get mistaken for DJ Elliott.
I could see that now. Yeah. You need to wear one of those like suit jackets with the.
Well, I do often wear very bright shirts when I go out.
Yes, you do.
I do have a couple of suits like that, but one time I was at Star Wars Celebration, and I was with Lou Mangello from WDW Radio and Peter Stone from the Disney Magic Hour.
Good guys, yeah.
And we were just kind of hanging around. We were kind of making dinner plans together, and this guy comes up to us, and he was like, "You guys are like my favorite guys. I listen to your podcasts all the time, and I listen to your music." And I'm kind of like, my music, because I'm thinking he knew me from the Grand Circle Tour podcast or something.
Yeah.
You want to get a picture with the three of you? He goes, "I can't believe I got to meet you guys are just great." And so we took a photo together, and. Yeah. And he says, I'm going to post this on Facebook. I'll tag you guys. So we're we're kind of like chatting and this and that. And so I gave him a Grand Circle Tour pin, and and we're going out for dinner, and Hudson Peter's checking Facebook, and he starts laughing, and he goes, we're going to dinner, and Peter says, "I don't think that guy knew who you were, Stan." I said, "Yeah, I kind of got that feeling too. I don't know who he had me mistaken for." Yeah, but it does. I don't think he knew who I was, and so we go out for dinner, And after dinner, we're riding back to the house we rented, and Peter starts looking at his Facebook. He starts laughing, and I go, what is it? He says he tagged us all in that picture. He says, I can't believe my luck running into my three favorite Disney people: Lou Mangiolo, Peter Tadone, and DJ Elliott.
Oh, that's awesome. So was the picture on like Elliot's page or something, or was it he was tagged in it then?
Yeah, he tagged Elliot in the
amazing. That's
and I sent the guy a friend request. He never accepted it.
Oh,
I thought I'd post on Peter's and Lou's page.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's funny.
It was a pretty funny thing. I had a couple of people they've asked me, "Are you DJ? Or you really look a lot like him?" So
I can see that. Yeah, for sure. And he's known down there at the parks. Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So speaking of music and DJ, that's what we're talking about tonight. Some of our favorite Disney parks and resorts song and music.
Yeah.
So
and
how did you want to do this? This is your idea. You're
I mean, oh gosh, like for me, the music goes back to like my first trip. It was 97 and they were still doing the 25th anniversary celebration. The cake was the first castle that I saw. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but anyways, that's how it was. I didn't know any better at the time. And the Remember the Magic parade that they had, that song I think that's one of those iconic parades that the music is still played on online radio or it's on YouTube and stuff. And people just can remember it. There was something about it that was catchy. So there's something about it that stuck with me. And back then in 97, I really wanted to, I wanted to have like an album of that, but it didn't exist. The internet barely existed back then as it is, now, and everything's available now. But I just longed to hear the music of the parks, especially when you weren't there, because even just the area music in like Frontierland stands out as being just, it's the relaxing. It's not necessarily relaxing type of music, like a.
Well, yeah, I know it's like drums banging,
right?
Which isn't normally, but when you're in the park, it is. It's just.
Yeah.
I think it's the atmosphere and everything. It just adds to it. It's another level.
Yeah, it takes you back to the parks of where you hear. I don't know. I hear a song. Like the Adventureland drums, I'm like, yep, I can picture myself sitting on, having a Dole Whip or whatever, watching the world go by, and it just takes you right back. And I've always had this huge appreciation for the music in the park. So I thought we could maybe go around to the 4 different parks and talk about some area music stuff that we like, and if there's time, maybe even hit some resorts as well, because the resorts have awesome tunes as well.
Yeah, no kidding. So do you want to start off do you want to go in order of the parks opened, or do you want to go from alphabetical? How do you want to do this?
Oh gosh. I'm open to anything. Let's start off in let's do Epcot first. I don't know why.
Epcot has some great area music.
Yeah. The one that stands out for me, there's several, but the one that really has stood out for years and years and years, and I don't know if we're going to hear it anymore after all of the construction is done and Future World ceases to exist, and instead of with these neighborhoods they're putting in, it's the Interventions area music, and there's that familiar tune that's been played for years upon years in that area. It's just iconic. So you'd think they might sample it or put it somewhere when all this construction is done, maybe at the entrance, like a sample of it. But it's that familiar, like do 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 do. You know what song I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's kind of like a psychedelic piano organ. Yeah. Oh, I love that one. I love that music.
It's just and I guess it's because it's in such a huge area. Like again, before the construction, it was like Interventions East, Interventions West. It's playing there. It's playing close to around Spaceship Earth. It's playing inside like Electric Umbrella. It was just it followed you everywhere in Future World. So it was just such
around
the
Fountain of Nations. You could hear it.
Around there, exactly. All in that area, and it was kind of iconic. It was one of those songs that, like, if you like it or don't like it, you're gonna have it stuck in your head. Maybe that was their goal. The washrooms and Interventions had it playing, like everywhere had that one playing. I remember it, that multicolored washroom they had, and so that one really stands out for me in Future World.
Yeah.
How about you?
I'm going to stick in Future World. I'm going to veer off to the right and go to Soarin'. And the Soarin' theme music, I just love.
Yeah. It's iconic, and I'm really glad that they kept it the same when they updated the film. Even that main theme is still there. It tweaked a little bit, but it's still just the same as it was, and it's so powerful, right? And you close your eyes, you listen to it. It's just like put your feet in the air because you're gonna hit something. Just like your feet are dangling. It's just I love how the music takes you right back to the attraction.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Every time. Is there any more in Future World that stand out for you, or do we want to go into World Showcase? I want to hit my absolute favorite, all-time favorite music is in Epcot, and I'll save it for afterward at the end of Epcot because I all right. It's a very emotional one for me, and I'm not an emotional guy at all.
Okay, all right, yeah, okay. Before we World Showcase, and this music isn't played there anymore, but the Wonders of Life Pavilion had some really cool area music as well, playing inside the dome. And the Body Wars theme as well sticks in my mind. I liked Body Wars. I know that some people do. Some people go, it was cheap. I liked it. I thought it was really cool. I still watch the video online, and that I had that theme from Body Wars as my ringtone for the longest time as well. And every time somebody call, I get goosebumps. I'm going on Body Wars.
Horizons is another one too.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
That had great music.
No kidding. It did. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or even like the Figment song.
Yep. Oh yeah, One Little Spark. I can't get that one out of my head either. Yeah. Yeah. They really hammer these songs into your mind when your senses are all going nuts. It's like, here, have this.
Well, they are so good at hitting you at like the smells, the touches, the scents, every single thing, but the music is like the heartbeat almost of the parks. I feel
it really is. It really is, and not just Future World, but like World Showcase as well. I used to love the pre-show music from Illuminations, Reflections of Earth. That pre-show loop of like kind of worldly different tunes. It was just not like mainstream music. It was drums and like psychedelic sounds and some like chanting, and some of them it's just, I don't know, music from across the world, but it stuck with me. And every time I hear it, I'm like, I need to grab a beer and get ready to watch Illuminations. It's just like, that's what I did. And it still sticks with me. It's
and around World Showcase, you also got all the live entertainment, which is often very much music oriented. Hopefully they come back. Some of them, or most of them, or all of them, or something comes back. Like, do you remember the like in Canada they had the
Off Kilter.
Yeah, I mean they probably won't be coming back, but
they had like British Red Revolution, British Invasion over there in UK, and
the drummers in China.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, I know. I hope they all come back. I really
the Mariachi band in Mexico. You just go on and on. The music is a huge part of World Showcase.
Big time. Yeah, and that's just because music is such a massive thing to all cultures across the world, right? It's what connects us all in a weird way, and it's also different, and they're all so passionate about it. All artists are so passionate about what they do, and so they're so good at what they do, and it hits you right in the feels.
The story I wanted to tell was my very first trip to Walt Disney World, and it was with my daughter. It was just the two of us that went, my oldest daughter, and she's very much an introvert. She doesn't really express herself too much. And so we were at, it was like, I think it was our second or third day, and we watched Illuminations. And at the end of Illuminations, rather than just race to the buses, we walked right around all of World Showcase one more time. It was going to be, we didn't have park hoppers. This was our one and only day at Epcot. So we wanted to soak it all in, and we were taking our time leaving. And they played this music, and I found out afterwards it was from a parade that was years ago, because I don't go back to the Pink Castle Disney fan. So, and the music was like, it was like an orchestra kind of going like, hey, hey, la, hey.
I know what you mean. Tapestry of Nations.
That's it. Tapestry of Nations.
Yes.
And my daughter was dancing in the streets in around World Showcase with that music. And it was just unbelievable to see her doing that, because she's not a person that would do that. And it just really hit me hard. when she was doing that. And every time I hear that music, it always brings me back to that night on our very first trip. And when Illuminations was, and I was ready for Illuminations to be done. I've seen it so many times. I was ready for something different. And I absolutely love Epcot Forever, but I was so worried that music was going to be gone after that was my main concern, was losing that music after the park closes. And they added it to Epcot Forever. They have that music.
It's in the middle there, isn't it?
Yeah. And my first time watching Epcot Forever, I didn't watch any YouTube channels. I watched it live, and I am not an emotional guy. I got so emotional when that music came on during Epcot Forever. It just brought me right back to our very first trip.
Yeah, and see, that's what the music does. That's what I love about it. It takes you right back to where you were. It's almost more vivid memories than looking at a picture. You know, like you can just remember it that much better. That is such a good tune. That was such a amazing parade, and I love that they included it in Epcot Forever. Yeah, it's awesome.
Now I'm afraid when Epcot Forever goes away, that song might go away, but I'm hoping they keep it.
Yeah, I hope so.
Disney, if you're listening.
Yeah, they know what people like. So, yeah.
So where do we want to head to next?
Let's stick in the neighborhood. Maybe go to the Disney's Hollywood Studios, which it's all so different, and I think that's what makes it really, really cool as well, the variety of different music in the different parks and how they've themed it. Disney's Hollywood Studios, what stands out for me is like Sunset Boulevard and the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror area music from my first trip in like 97. I was just like, I was scared. Because I was like, I don't know what's going to happen. We're going to drop in an elevator or something. My dad thought we were going to drop in the library. And I was like, well, they didn't secure us. We can't drop in here. He was so scared. Actually, he didn't go on it. He went up to the ride and then took the regular service elevator down. And then
I've done that plenty of times.
Did you? Yeah. He didn't want to do it. We went back 2 years later and he did do it. And then he regretted not doing it 2 years prior because he was just like, this is the greatest thing ever. He loved it. But the music in that not only is it the music, it's that echo and effect that they have on it to make it sound like almost like the ghosts of the hotel and the Tip Top Club are singing to you, or they're still singing up there and you hear that. And I think that's a really cool thing that they've done.
Well, and then they also, like, the screams aren't the people screams that you hear when you're walking down Sunset Boulevard. They're piped in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Sorry to spoil the magic for anybody that doesn't know that.
Yeah.
So is that part of the music, the screams, or it's definitely part of the atmosphere?
Oh yeah, big time. I think they've put the speakers inside the elevator shaft or something like that, or they've got them somewhere, even lower in the planters. And every time it's just whenever the elevator drops, it's cued with an audio that you hear the scream, and they can custom that scream to like make it sound like you just disappeared, and because it goes away pretty quick.
Yeah. So I think it's not death metal, but it's screaming and it's part of the atmosphere.
Yeah, and it is. It's just so cool. I just wish there was. I know there was a Tower of Terror movie, and I wasn't a mega fan of it. I would have loved to have seen a little bit more in the actual hotel. They shot it, so supposedly in the basement and stuff, and it didn't really mirror what the attraction was. But anyhow, that's the atmosphere music in Tower of Terror, I think, is just great. And big shout out to the Galaxy's Edge main theme, John Williams, and that one over in Batu, because he won his 25th Grammy for that one. It's just it's Star Wars but different, but still Star Wars. So you can tell, he's like, is this John Williams? Like, if you didn't know, you'd be able to tell it was him.
Yeah, it really gets you into the atmosphere in the whole Galaxy's Edge and Batu area. Absolutely, it really. Yeah. I remember. I don't know if they still do it or not, because it seems like when you go down Hollywood Boulevard, more like around the Chinese Theater, I think when the construction was going on, they stopped doing it, but they might be bringing it back. They used to play a lot of like movie theme songs, and they would play like Superman and Indiana Jones and Star Wars and
Rocketeer.
You'd be walking along, and all of a sudden you're humming. Yeah, and then you think to yourself, why am I humming that? And you realize they're playing it.
Oh yeah. And then as soon as you hear it, it'll go away and something else is playing. Their transitions in music are incredible. like from land to land, you'll be in the Star Tours area, and so you'll hear the main Star Wars theme, and then you'll just kind of be walking out, and they've got the speakers, figured out somewhere. They're in the ground, they're in trees, or they're in the rocks, or whatever, the facades, the buildings, and it's a flawless. All of a sudden, you're going from the Star Wars theme to Casablanca theme or something. And you're like, well, how did that? I didn't even hear you didn't even hear one end and one start. It just weirdly blended. It is magic. It's magic. And I love audio, and I can't figure out how they do that super smooth transition.
I know. You almost have to like pay attention next time you're there. Like, okay, where does this stop and where does this start? Because you don't.
And I've tried.
Don't notice it.
No,
I've never tried it.
I've tried. Oh yeah, and especially in Disneyland, when you're going from like Big Thunder Mountain area into Batuu. They have one like the transition kind of tunnel, and so they have the Big Rock Candy Mountain instrumental playing in Big Thunder, and then as you enter the tunnel, they have just these chimes that are kind of just dinging, and they're coming from the ceiling of this tunnel and the sides, and then as soon as you kind of realize, I'm like, at what point is this Frontierland music going to disappear? It's already gone, and you can't, and then all of a sudden you're hearing the sounds of the TIE fighters going over, and you're hearing Star Wars. It's like that transition was insane, and I'm trying to figure out how they do it. Like I purposely walk slow to be like, where am I? How many steps did I take? It just happens, and it is magic. It's audio magic.
Yeah.
And I think it's stuff that a lot of people might just overlook when they're at the parks. Like, oh yeah, it sounds like this. It sounds like but that is a science. It totally is. I love it.
And then you're in the Aerosmith area and you start hearing rock and roll.
Exactly. Yeah. But how do they do that from Tower of Terror, these like 1920s, 30s creepy jazz tunes, to like, Walk This Way? How do they do that? It's just a smooth transition, but it doesn't make any sense. It would never make sense if you heard that on a radio station when you're listening in your car and they played, We'll Meet Again from 1930 to Aerosmith. They blend that. You'd be calling the station going, what are you guys doing?
Well, yeah.
But at Disney, it's totally acceptable because people they've done it so cleverly that you don't really notice it until it's already happened.
Exactly.
It's so cool.
Yeah, no, it is unbelievable. Where are we headed to?
Animal Kingdom.
Animal Kingdom.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to say Dinoland. You don't have to say Dinoland. I'm not going to be offended. It's fine.
You get to hear Chris Reid doing the techno mix.
Yeah.
The dance part.
Yeah. I enjoy the Tree of Life area music. The kind of the entrance to Animal Kingdom, that earthy kind of drums and drops and chimes, and they've added like water sound effects in there as well, and some of them, or like added birds chirping or wind blowing even, and so they've added all these. It's one of those albums that you buy that is like nature's drums or nature's some relaxation sounds that you can pick up for like a few bucks at Walmart, a CD like that, and it's similar to that kind of style, but all of those tracks on that on the Tree of Life album sound similar, but they have their own little bit uniqueness to them as well. So it's a nice relaxing way to enter the park. And then Pandora, oh gosh, some of the best music from Avatar, which I every time I hear it, even if it's from a distance, I'm like, I know that one now, because it hits home that you're walking around Pandora. You just got off Flight of Passage. You just bought a Banshee. You're walking around at night. It's really a special place. Yeah. How about you?
I really like the Shaman song in the Nahi River Journey. That one. I always bought the album for that song.
Oh yeah. It's a good tune. That it's just really relaxing. All of those tunes are really relaxing, I think. Yeah. Flame Tree Barbecue as well. Sorry, go to Flame Tree Barbecue. Area music is catchy and really unique to that area. It's good lunchtime music. So it's almost like when I hear it, I'm like, I need to go upstairs and get a sandwich now. A sandwich.
What about like around Exhibition Everest? I'm trying to think. Is there music around there? I'm trying to place it.
Yeah. So in the queue there is for sure, and it's very it's from that side of the world. It's like, I don't say a flute and drums kind of a mix. It sounds like a flute, but a little bit more windy than just a flute would be. So I'm not sure what instrument they'd be using, but it sounds like that. For sure a woodwind, and then mixed with some drumming that's very consistent and like a regular kind of beat in the background that is just consistent all throughout the music. So that's used in the queue at Everest, and that I get that stuck in my head sometimes too, or I just want to listen to it as well. Nomad Lounge is another one. They have some really cool. I listen to that in the afternoons to get me through the workday right now. It's just very kind of different, maybe like an African kind of sound or whatever, and all these really unique instruments that are not on a mainstream radio song, and it's just really, really cool, relaxing, but still is motivating. Motivates you to not fall asleep.
The walk, when you were talking about Pandora, the walk that you take, especially at night along that bridge at the back entrance of Pandora, where it's like crickets or kind of unworldly animals, and then slowly you start getting into the music. That's a really nice transition as well.
Yeah, and it comes and goes just like you hear it, and then as you're leaving, it's just slowly gone. You go around the corner and you can't hear it. It's only when you're in that area, but it just creeps up on you. Again, with that audio magic that they've done, it's just serene, and it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous in there at night.
So let's head over to Magic Kingdom. And when I think of Magic Kingdom and music, I think more of the attractions, theme songs, music. I mean, yeah, sure, you got the Main Street music and whatnot, but the attraction music really stands out for me more than any other park. At Magic Kingdom.
It's like Pirates and Haunted and Small World, all those kind of like classic tunes. That
Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow, Tiki Room. It just seems to go on and on, like Winnie the Pooh even. It's like they, if you got the Main Street music, you got a lot of live entertainment as well. But I think it's a Sherman Brothers theme park almost.
Pretty well, yeah, it is. Yeah, no kidding. Tons of those tunes are them. And it's such unique music, from the futuristic stuff in Tomorrowland to the drums in Adventureland and Frontierland and Fantasyland and Main Street. Like, you got a whole bunch of different stuff going on there. And when they had Toontown, they had the extra kind of like cartoony style of music playing as well, all the based on like Steamboat Willie and Three Little Pigs and on all the old shorts or cartoons that Walt made. At Tomorrowland, the one that sticks out with me, and I heard it maybe a few months ago and was like, I remember this, and I kind of got scared. It was the cue music when you're waiting to go into the theater to the extraterrestrial alien encounter.
Oh, okay.
Which I heard it and I was like, I know what this is. And I looked in the I knew what it was before I saw the name of it. And it brought me right back to being like 13 years old, scared out of my mind, going, I don't want to do this. Because a friend had gone and told me, and it's like, this alien's going to touch you and it's going to spit in your face, or it's going to
breathe on you.
Breathe on you. Yeah. Shake the thing that's holding you down. And I held my mom's hand that entire time. The first time we were doing it. And so this music is very like, it's just a kind of a creepy, but it's got a beat to it. It kind of matches the rest of Tomorrowland. But I heard it and just go like, wow, now I wish I could do it again in hindsight, which is unfortunate. They're ripping out that building and now, but I just it's the sounds of Disney that really bring me back to being there, and I'm so thankful there's like online radio and there's all these options we have now to listen to.
Well, yeah, and in Tomorrowland, something we got really to look forward to is when the Tron area is built.
Yeah,
it's going to come with that.
Oh my gosh,
the Tron has a great soundtrack as it is.
Yeah, it does.
With that kind of it sort of goes up and then it comes down again.
Yep. And there's a bunch of like Tron remixes and stuff. I've watched the video of the attraction overseas and online so many times, and it's going to be incredible. And it already the track that you've been able to see just looks really, really cool. So I can't wait for that to open, and to hear the addition of that music in what's going to look like a different kind of Tomorrowland as they continue to give it a facelift again.
Yeah, it's. I think that's. I mean, I won't be able to ride the roller coaster, but I'm really looking forward to seeing it and hearing what's going to be going on in there.
Totally.
How about now, Small World? A lot of people seem to have mixed emotions about this one. Do you love it or do you hate it, or are you impartial?
Yeah.
Where are you in the Small World theme song world?
I don't mind it. I'm okay with it. I don't tend to get it stuck in my head, and I don't know if I've like written it out of my mind so much that it's just I've heard it so much it does not bother me anymore. I'm okay with it. And the one creepy version, this isn't from the park, it was from a video game from Epic Mickey. They had it was where you went through, remember that you went through the attractions when they were like hijacked by a bunch of different monsters and aliens and such. There was a version of Small World that was played in like the minor key of Small World
and slower,
slower with like an organ, and it sounded like a creepy circus. That's the one I loved because it's like, whoa, this is insane.
And I wish for the Halloween parties they would play that music.
Same. Why not? Why even just out on the outside? Because it's just so creepy, and it was such a good tune, that version of it. And I love it. I love it. We play it at Halloween. It's just like a 1-minute track, but you can just loop it, and it's anyone listening should go check that track out. I think it's probably on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Small World attraction and the music. I just love it. I think it's a great theme song. All in all.
Yeah.
How about the Main Street Electrical Parade? That's another one people either love it or hate it, I feel.
I like it. So the first time I saw the Electrical Parade was, I guess, maybe 10 years ago or so when they brought it to Magic Kingdom. I mean, I was familiar with the music before that. So I like it. I do get that one stuck in my head more than I would like to. But I like it. There's a couple of remixes as well that I don't mind. It's that whole Baroque Hoedown song that's thrown throughout it. But I'm a fan. I'd say I'm a fan of it, but I can see why it gets to some people.
I like it. It's another one. Yeah. It's another one. Same with Tiki Room. I just love those songs.
Yeah.
And then of course, obviously being Cosmic Reid, you're a big fan of the Cosmic Rays and the music he plays.
Sunny Eclipse. Oh yeah, him and I. Yeah, we call each other all the time. No, he does have a couple of good tunes there. And I try to make sure that he's out playing when I'm there. Interesting. So he was voiced by Cal David, who at like 10 years ago did an intro for me as Sunny Eclipse. He's like, "Hi, this is Sunny Eclipse. You're listening to Cosmic Reid," or something like that.
Oh, that's so cool.
So he was a really good guy, and that animatronic is one of my favorite as well. Because it's been there for years. He's been there forever, and he didn't go missing, but they had him under a refurbishment. This was in the fall or something. People were like, "Oh, is he going to come back? Is he going to come back?" It's like, chill. It's Sunny Eclipse. He'll be back. He's been there forever.
Exactly. So, was there anything else in Magic Kingdom before we head out?
Oh my gosh, I mean, the Frontierland area music got me from day one. It just the stand. You know what? Because it was standing in line for Splash Mountain for 2.5 hours when there was no fast passes.
How do
you go, left or right? Which way would you get to choose? The one evil or two? Like something just stuck with me there. That I love the Frontierland area music, specifically like the Splash Mountain. And if you're in that longer queue, if you're suffering through that, they got those bird houses that play comical little things. It sounds like Chip and Dale, but they're birds, chirping back and forth to each other and making jokes, which is pretty funny. That stands out from back then.
The Main Street, the Damper Downs. That's what I was going to say, and the Main Street music too is really, really nice to listen to.
Yeah, especially on the way out. I love it. At the end of the night, I walk as slow as I can down Main Street and take the sounds in, because it's incredible, and they really have a good understanding of music and everything they do. But even when it's different times of the day, when it's a little, when it's nighttime and you're supposed to be filing out, they'll play some calmer music to, it might not be the like zippity doo, here we go, have some fun. No, it's like, go home and relax. You just had a crazy day here.
Yeah.
We're going to help with that. Here's some nice music.
You were talking about transitions. That's the Main Street when you go by Crystal Palace into Adventureland. That's a really good transition too.
Totally.
You hear the Main Street music, and then once you go over the bridge, you're all of a sudden into the drum beats.
Yeah,
of
and you can
Adventureland.
try to listen to that Main Street music. You can't hear it, even though it's right around the corner. You walk across the bridge, there it is. But again, it's they've put things in certain places, and you know, like kudos to their sound engineers, the people that have done this, because it's incredible.
And the one thing I don't understand is, okay, so I had someone explain it to me before. Maybe you can explain it better, or maybe you don't know. I don't know. But the parades, when you're watching like say the Festival of Fantasy parade, and Brave is coming by, you got the Brave music. The speakers aren't on the floats. The speakers are on the street.
Right.
And you hear the Brave music.
Yeah. But
then when Brave is gone, you hear the Frozen music coming in. But then people down the road are hearing the Brave. How do they do that?
That's crazy. Yeah. I've often thought about that too. And I've actually thought about that, because it's so, say when the parade starts and you're kind of right at the entrance of Magic Kingdom there, and it's coming around the circle. And so the opening fanfare of whatever parade would start there. And if you were down by like Casey's, it would start in like that same part would start in like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And so it must be like the direction of the speakers of like, okay, so these people are here, they're going to hear it, and it's going to keep rolling, and then start it on the next speakers. It is, like I said, it's an absolute science they've got this down to, because it always sounds like flawless. You don't hear one track fade out and then like the next one start. It is so smooth.
Yeah, and whatever float you're watching, that's the music you're hearing.
Right.
It's not just one track playing every single speaker in the entire parade route. No. They're timed perfectly.
Yeah. All of their parades are. It is funny if you're walking along, then you kind of like get the same if you're walking alongside on Main Street. If you're walking beside a float, maybe you'll kind of like hear the same thing over and over again. But they must have timed it out and had people on on the sidewalk saying like, okay, how long did you look at that float for? Then when did your eyes transition to the other float? They must have done all this research on this, because it is a science they got it down to, and it is
it's
flawless.
It's got to be a signal in the floats versus.
I'd think so,
because I would imagine if the parade had to stop for whatever reason, somebody falls on the parade route or something.
It's happened. Yeah,
the music stays, like it doesn't.
It just loops.
Yeah. So it has to be a signal going from the floats to the speakers. Maybe they're just Bluetooth speakers, and they got an iPhone.
That's what I'm wondering. Probably, yeah.
Each float has its own iPhone and their Bluetooth speakers that they're picking.
If you look really carefully, Jafar's pressing a little button on an iPhone.
He turns around. We figured it out. That's how. It works.
Yeah.
So I know this isn't music, but when you're leaving the park and you're taking the monorail, and they play this often on the different like Sorcerer Radio and D Park Radio and all that, the monorail spiel. It's almost like a song when you hear please stand clear of the doors, but before I'm taking and then they have the next stop is this. I really enjoy listening to that on these different radio stations at home. It's so cool. So that brings us to the resort. So let's go to the Contemporary. What type of music does that remind you of?
It's kind of like in the lobby is almost, I can hear like the piano and the kind of like jazzy but like upbeat saxophony kind of like sassy kind of music, but it's swanky. I like that stuff. It's WDWN tunes. It's played a lot, and it's in a big loop. It's good stuff. It fits what the hotel is, and again, that's something that they've done perfectly with all of their hotels. But I love the Contemporary one. It's that music is close my eyes and pretend I'm dropping a lot of money on a hotel stay at the Contemporary.
so then the next monorail stop would be the Polynesian, and again you got a great theme song there. With the Polynesian drum beats and everything going.
It's beautiful. Yeah, the Polynesian and the sitting out on the lanai. I know that like Trader Sam's is great, but you can also have the stuff from the menu on their lanai, and it's like a little bit more. It's Hawaiian music, which is calmer, relaxing. There's a waterfall there. It's just gorgeous. It's quiet. You can have a conversation with one or two people at the table without yelling. I love Trader Sam's, but I almost like the outside better, especially because the music. Yeah,
and they'll often have the live ukulele player outside on that patio too.
Yeah.
And again, like you think ukulele, well, this isn't going to be good. It's so nice to listen to, and you'll go there and have a couple of drinks with some friends and relax, and it's nice to have that background music, and it's not, you know.
Oh yeah, Polynesian is just beautiful. I've never stayed there, but I visit often. I may as well, but maybe.
I'm in the same boat, and I've never stayed there. Probably never will. But
same.
But I enjoy visiting there so much.
Mm-hmm.
And then that brings us to the Grand Floridian, and when I think of the Grand, the first thing I think of is that band on
the Grand
on
Floridian
second
Society
level.
Orchestra.
Yeah.
They play some great stuff. Sing, and oh my gosh, there's so many, kind of like almost like the Tower of Terror music, but like not the creepy version of it. Just the golden era, the great stuff of like the 30s and 40s, and they're fantastic, and they're really nice guys too. If you go up to them and say like that was great, they'll engage and talk to you as well. They're awesome.
And they take requests too. I heard I wouldn't go up there
They
and request a
will.
whole bunch of songs, but from time to time I have heard of people that went up and they would say, "Hey, can you play such and such?" And they've done
Totally.
it.
Yeah, it's cool. They're great.
Which is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking a little bit before we started, and I wish I could remember the name of the song, but another one, it was my first trip and taking the bus to Port Orleans Riverside after leaving Magic Kingdom, and they play this one song, and it's almost like a banjo playing, and it's available. It's not made by Disney. It's actually a different recording, kind of like it's a commercial available song, but Disney adds these crickets to the soundtrack or to the music, and it's so relaxing when you're going back after a long day at the parks to hear this, and they turn off the lights in the thing and everyone kind of falls asleep. It's something that I really, really enjoy, and it brings me back to my first trip every time I hear that music. Another resort that I often go to is the Solo Studios, as everybody calls it, or some people call it Pop Century. They have, like, I love the music there.
Mm-hmm. It's cool. It's you know what, it's got the 50s to the 90s stuff. Depending on what section you stay in, you got a different experience there. Everything from like Michael Jackson to like the Beach Boys, and the stuff from the 50s is really cool too. And the lobby has like a mix of everything.
Well, yeah, and they'll play like TV commercials from the 50s and 60s, even. Like, all of a sudden, be like a Twister commercial come on, or something like that.
Yeah, they've really done a good job at that one.
And then they'll every once in a while they'll play the Hustle. Have you ever been there or seen videos?
Yeah, I might have seen videos. I know what happens. Yeah.
Yeah, so all the cast members that are, I guess, not helping guests, they all go into the lobby when the Hustle comes on, and they all do the Hustle together, which is it's such a fun resort when they do stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
I mean, all the resorts are fun, but I just love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Pop is like our go-to resort too. It's that we're usually there, one of the all-stars, but more likely we're at Pop. It's awesome. And
then and on the buses they play all the old TV show theme songs.
Yeah, going into the resort. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, everything from like Get Smart to like DuckTales, and it's awesome.
The Vern and Shirley. I heard MASH played MASH theme song played on it, and which is like not exactly a family friendly song when you hear the lyrics, but
right. Yeah, it's cool though. I'm glad they do that.
But all the resorts, all of them, the music suits fits the resorts perfectly.
Like, I mean, Coronado Springs and the Caribbean Beach Resort, like, they've certainly done their homework on this, and I just think it's something that not everyone, but some people they hear it, but they don't really think about the long hours that have been spent into making these playlists, setting up the speakers the way, so the parade has a great transition. So you go from Frontierland to Batu, and it's like this crazy simple transition. It sounds easy, but it was just hours and hours of work to put together. I think some people just forget that that's a thing, and it's huge. It's a big part of the park.
Oh, I know. It boggles the mind when you think about it and how much music that they have at the parks. So Chris, it was great having you on. Where you got the WDWNT YouTube channel where you play the. Yeah. Now, I've listened to your live show a couple of times. Now, do you play music on there sometimes? Like, what is that show?
I know, right? I'm still trying to figure that out myself.
It's a Cosmic Read show.
Yes. Yeah, so yeah, Cosmic Read live, 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 Central, whatever Pacific, 6 something Pacific, and we're talking Disney memories right now while there's no news to talk about in the parks. We do a poll sometimes, week to week. We do a poll about Disney parks. You can vote on that one. That's live on Mondays, 9 Eastern. On WDW News Today's YouTube channel, and you can join the YouTube chat and all that stuff. We engage with people that way. And then on Fridays on their internet radio station, WDWN Tunes, at 1 o'clock Eastern, we take little clips of that show and play it throughout the hour, and then we play music on top of that as well.
That makes sense. Okay, I was wondering because I remember hearing you when you're playing music. Then when I watch you live, you're not playing music. So okay,
I know. Yeah, that's how we do that. Yeah, so
okay.
two shows, same show, but if you want the music, and you can sometimes request the music on the Monday show, and I'll have time to get it ready and put it on Friday's show. And the music we play is all the music from the parks. All of it. There's thousands of tracks. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah. That is so cool. And if they want to get in touch with you, do you want them to get in touch with you, or do you want them to follow you? Or
Sure. Yeah, why not? I mean, what else is going on these days? So at Cosmic Read on Twitter. Also, it's like facebook.com/Cosmic Read as well. You can hit me up on there. That's probably the best way. If you want to hear voice samples of the Dino Land and the Cosmic Rays voice stuff I've done and all that stuff, it's at cosmicread.com as well.
Oh, I didn't know that. I'll check that out. Cosmicread.com.
I might have to update it, but there is stuff there.
Oh, that is so cool. And I want to thank our sponsor, celebratingflorida.com with Victor Nawrocki. If you're planning on moving in the Orlando or Florida area, he's the guy you want to talk to. He has all the ins and outs as to the best places to live in and around the Walt Disney World area. And I want to thank the listeners for joining us today. Without you, you'd still be doing the show anyways. I'm just joking. It's more fun when I have people actually listening. So, have a great day, everybody. And Ken, take it away.
If you have a brilliant idea for a future edition of The Solo Show and would like to join the adventure in the guest host's chair, then drop us an email at thesoloshow01@gmail.com. If you would just like to keep the conversation going, then visit us on our Facebook page at The Solo Show. And come back for the next edition of The Solo Show. Thanks for listening, and bye for now.